What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? This is Jordan here with Jordan Ring Photography, and I want to do a live video with you guys because I received a new camera. It's been a long anticipated camera, and I didn't think it was going to come. I got it through Adorama.com, and it kept saying coming soon or on back order, and then you're calling, you're hoping it's going to come, and it doesn't come until finally, all of a sudden, it just pops up on your doorstep. So we're going to open this together, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. And by the way, we are live right now through YouTube and through Instagram. I have a computer and a phone screen on top of one another going live, so you're welcome to join me on either platform. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you enjoy this as much as I do, because Christmas and Hanukkah came early. So I got two of these boxes, and I don't know which one has the camera because their weight is pretty much equal at this point. So we're just going to go with the one that's a little bit heavier on the right side, and we'll see what happens. Wow, there's a lot of people joining in. Hello, wave, wave, wave. Hi, what's up? Wave. Behold the Sony A7III. Awesome. Check this puppy out. I feel like this is a platform for bragging, but you know what? I deserve this. I've been working my ass off shooting full time now for a couple of years, and yeah, you got to have the right equipment. You got to have good, reliable gear. So I've been shooting with the Sony A7R II for a couple of years now, and I mean I love this camera. I can't really say anything bad about it. It's time for an upgrade, and it's also time to have this camera as a second camera and a backup camera. And yeah, I'll go over some of the features and benefits of the new Sony A7 III, but this camera is not going to be retired quite yet. I'm still going to hold on to this camera. And if any of you are wondering, what is this giant heavy lens in front of this mirrorless camera? It's a Samyang 35 f1.4 prime. And if you've heard of the company Rokinon is, I guess, a rebranded version of Samyang. So this is an awesome lens, highly recommend it. Okay. And also, we should open this box too. Okay. Let's see who joined us recently. Oh, what's up, Michael? I just saw you yesterday. I just like waving at people on here. It's so cool. All right, so in the second box from Adorama, we have, oh, cool. It's my other battery that I got. And you can get it through Sony. I want to say it's like $80 or $90, but this is an alternative to Sony's version. It was like 30, 40 bucks. I want to say $40. Same specs, same size, the exact same battery. And it's green. They say it's a green extreme battery, so it must be good for the environment. So got that, and then, oh, yeah. I ordered a Bowens mount adapter. I also ordered a 60-inch softbox through this company called Glow. It's almost like the Westcott Rapid box, so that should be really cool to play around with. The last thing I ordered through them was I use this charger for both of my batteries currently with my A7R2, and this charger has really been awesome because I can charge 2 batteries. It has a screen on here, and the batteries just pop right in like this. Okay. If I want to add this new battery for the A7 III, I just pop out these little cradle mounts, and then I can put in the additional mount for the A7 III. And it's also compatible with the A7R III and the A9. They all use the same battery. So that's on back order. I can't show you that right now, but that'll be nice to use in the future. In the meantime, I'm just going to charge the battery through the camera, the slow method. All right, back to the A7 III. You're like, come on, get on with this show. I'm tired of seeing all this other crap. So again, A7 III by Sony. I want to show you guys a little bit of the camera. I want to talk a little bit about the new features and benefits of this camera. And then in future videos, I'll do a test drive with like a model, and we'll do a photo shoot, and we can even do a side-by-side with the A7R2. So, all right, I am a drummer. I should have a drum roll going. I can just do a little drum roll. There we go. That'll suffice. A7 III. They started with the A7, came out with the A7 II. Now they have the 3. Ton of manuals. Usually that stuff just gets stuck in the box. Never really do anything with it. Gotta tell you, this is a little awkward doing this unboxing and being live because it just is. Trying to get the angles right here. It's all about the angles. So here, check this out. Got the camera. Here's the inside of the box. I mean, it's nothing too special. Comes with a strap, which I expected. Oh, that's right. Okay. Comes with this little guy. You can plug in your USB-C cable into the outlets. This is just a small, almost like an Android type style cable. Comes with a battery. Right, this is the NP-FZ100 battery, which you have to see it side by side because this battery is literally twice the size of what I've been using in the A7R2. And, oh, that's right. This camera does not come with a charger like the A7R3 and the A9. I totally forgot about that. So I will be charging through the camera for the meantime. And that's kind of weird. It doesn't come with a USB-C cable either. Huh. I don't think so. It's weird. So check this out. This is side-by-side comparison of the A7R2 battery and the A7 III battery. Let's do like that. Okay. To be fair, they are next to each other. They are level. I mean, that's quite a difference. On the A7R2 battery, it says it's 1,020 milliamps per hour, and the A7 III battery says it's 2,280 milliamps per hour. So yeah, it's like double the size, should be double the duration, theoretically speaking. So yeah, that's cool. We'll see about that. Put this puppy down, and then last of all, let's show you the camera. Like, isn't that weird? or you're like trying to figure out what the hell is he doing live. Because, by the way, this is my first time going live on YouTube and going live on Instagram. So we're trying this out together. Okay, cool. So check this out. This is the A7 III. This is actually the first time I've ever held the A7 III. Right off the bat, it does feel like the form factor is what they call it. The size of this camera, the mirrorless cameras are smaller than a traditional DSLR camera. So, you know, it's a trade-off to work with these lenses. You know, you have these like some of these enormous, beautiful prime lenses that are kind of like messing up the form factor of this mirrorless camera. But, you know, it's a trade-off. So I used to have the 85 G Master 1.4, and then I switched to the 85 Sony f1.8. This lens weighs a lot less, it's smaller, and to be honest with you, I've done so many side-by-side photos that I've done straight out of camera and then I've touched up, and it is negligible. It's so hard to tell the difference of the photos. So I got this for like 500 bucks used, and you know, I don't regret it. The G Master was an awesome lens. It was huge, it was thick, it was massive, but when it comes to the end of the day of image quality, I felt like it was the same. So back to the camera here. One thing that I definitely will want to add to this A7 III is a bottom mount like I have on the A7R II. It's a 3mm little chassis that sits right on the bottom. It screws into the thread on the bottom, and it allows me to hold that bottom portion of the camera with my pinky. That does help a lot. With the A7 III, I don't have that yet. So let's talk about some of the differences. What's different about the A7 III versus what I've been using with the A7R II? So I can tell you right off the bat, what they did do is they added a dual SD card slot. So that's really nice. The battery, as we know, is larger. The screen is touchscreen. So I'll tell you one thing that's awesome about touchscreen. I shoot a lot of events, and the autofocus on these cameras is incredible. It's lightning fast, but it doesn't always know who or what to focus on. So with this touchscreen, if there's a crowd of people and they're dancing, you know, and just like, okay, well, who should I focus on? I just touch the screen and I point, and it should lock on focus of that person or that subject. So to me, that's beautiful because I can get more photos that are good for the client, especially if you're focusing, you know, if you're at a bar mitzvah and you're focusing on the kid that is being bar mitzvahed or the family, and you don't really want the other people to be the in the foreground or to be, you know, the primary focus of that picture. You know, you just click the little touch screen. And before, I would have to recompose the picture over and over again to like get that shot. And I'm also praying that the autofocus is going to nail the people that I'm looking for. And I kind of like figured out how the system works, and with the A7R II, that is, to use it to my advantage. But it doesn't always nail the people that I need it to nail. That sounds pretty dirty. So back to the A7, back to the A7 III. The screen tilts just like it did before. You can get super low. So if you want to get like low to the ground, you can just look at the screen like that. I think that's really helpful. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, as I figured, it has a multi-port and a USB-C port. So you can hook this up to a computer and you can be taking pictures and see how fast this will send 24 megapixel photos to your computer. It's great when you're working with clients and they want to see what you're doing on a much larger screen. Also, you can charge the camera at the same time while you're using the camera. I think that's great. Another feature, it has this little HDMI cable, or this little HDMI input output, so you can connect it to a large TV as, you know, an additional monitor if you wanted. That's kind of nice. You can also have an external monitor if you're doing video. It has a little another input for headphones, so that would be great for video because I do a lot of video. And then, as I figured over here, this is a microphone jack. Cool. So it looks like they separated a few different things on this camera versus take a look at the A7R2. You've got the jacks for the microphone and for the headphones, both in this little flap-diddy flap. And then over here is where you have the HDMI and the multi. So, you know, I'll get used to it. It's not that much of a difference. I know, let me see here. Yeah, I mean, it looks like everything else is pretty much in the same place as far as, you know, adjusting aperture and shutter speed and ISO. This is really nice, though. A couple things to point out. They changed where the movie record button is. So it's right here currently on the A7 III. On the A7R2, it's like in the corner here, and it's so small. I've hit that accidentally. I hope I don't hit it accidentally on the A7 III. But yeah, it just feels like these buttons are a little beefier on the A7 III. And oh, cool. They added a C3 button to the top left corner right there. So that's kind of nice. Debbie Ward said you were handsome. And Christine Angela said, ooh, fancy. Thank you. Debbie Ward, awesome. How much? The A7 III is $2,000. And to put it into perspective, the A7R2, when I got it, was like $3,300. It's come down in price. Wow, you can get them like the same price now. So it's up to you. But I'm so excited to use this. It's 24 megapixels versus the A7R2 is 42.3 megapixels. And for most of what I do, people don't need that extra megapixel count. I mean, it's great for like pixel peeping, which, you know, allows you to like crop in and see, you know, pores and do like macro stuff. Like it's great. But for realistic purposes, people don't really need it. And when I'm sharing photos that are that size of 42 megapixel, it's huge. It takes up a lot of space on the hard drive. You need more storage. It takes longer to transfer files. So I'm not trying to downplay it. Like, I do love it. But you know, you just have to figure out when it's functional, when it's necessary for you. I think 24 megapixel is going to be great. I think it's going to be fine. It's a 6,000 by 4,000 photo, or 4,000 by 6,000, just depending if you shoot landscape or portrait. So a couple of things back to this camera. I know that, by the way, this is where the sensor is. They have 6 screws here now, so it's supposed to add more support for some of their bigger lenses that came out, like the giant 400 millimeter G Master, which is like a $10,000 or $12,000 lens. And then there's other giant lenses. I mean, even the 70 to 200 or the 100 to 400 G Master are very large, heavy lenses. So supposedly these 2 extra screws is going to help support that. Other than this, guys, I mean, actually, why don't we put this lens I've been using, 85. I really love this lens. If you don't have an 85, it is an awesome, affordable lens. Wow, that's stiff. Very stiff. So this is the A7 III. Not much else to say about it. I am definitely excited to give this a test drive. Um, it feels solid. It feels like the grip here is a little bit deeper than the A7R II, not by much. And I would love to have that little extra grip for my pinky. There's a lot of off brands that are making that. And not much else to say about this, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing photos of my photography with you guys. I'm just stumbling for words here, but I'm gonna look back on this in a few years and be like, wow, yeah, you're an amateur with these videos. Not with photography, but with these live videos. So cool, guys. Thanks for staying tuned and sticking around. Yeah, take care.